negotiating deals.
Find me some shit. I'm stunning in this bitch. Stunning in this bitch. Everything legit.
I want me a million.
Man, is we live, bro? We are live, man. Welcome to another episode of Everything's Legit podcast, man. Coming to you live from Rebels Radio, man. It's your boy Wise on the check-in.
Coming to you live with your boy Pitt. You already know what it is. Another episode, everything legit. We got a loaded schedule today.
Come on, man. You already know how I go. Hey, before we tap in, bro, let me just find out how you doing, bro. You know, it's been a week since the last episode. A lot can happen in a week. We already know. So how you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling good. I'm in good health. You know, as we know, the country is on fire, and there's a lot of things going on. It's just a lot. It's a lot going on, but like I said, I'm good. I'm in good spirits. How about you? How about yourself, bro?
Hey, man. I'm alive, so it's a good thing, and just ready to record, bro. Just ready to bring some type of relief, just some type of entertainment that we can.
Indeed.
But we do have responsibility because we got a platform, so we gonna have to get into it. Plus, you got that look, bro. You look like you look like you know, Jordan Game 6. You got, I don't know, like you got some stuff on your mind, man. So
yeah, I got a lot on my mind in my chest. But before we get into all of that, first things first. We lost somebody else this week. I want to just send my love and condolences out to Demo and Autumn. You know, long live Cairo. Baby Cairo didn't make it. And I just want to send my condolences to them and their family. And, you know, I want them to be in the best spirits they can be. I've been in that situation. And it's not one that I would wish on anybody else. And I just want them to be back in good spirits. And my prayer's going to be with them and their family.
yeah, man. DeMarcus is our brother. We love him. He's been supporting us from day one. And we love that dude. We love Autumn. They got a special place with us. Kyra has a special place for us. That's our niece. Like you said, long live Kyra. This episode is dedicated to them. Then we just hope and pray that they can find some type of comfort or some type of relief. I actually talked to him today. They're coming to Broward, I think this weekend. They're holding a little private ceremony. So we're going to do what we can to support them in that. But yeah, like you said, bro, this episode is dedicated to them for sure. So one time for our boy, Demo. Let's kind of switch up the vibe a little bit. And since you got that Jordan look, I'm going to step back a step. Where do you want to start, sir? Where do you want to go first?
Like I said, it's been a wild ride, a wild week since the last time we recorded. So much to talk about. Like I said, the country is on fire. The whole world is on notice. Things are happening rapidly every day. Ever since the death of George Floyd, we've been seeing people get canceled left and right.
Okay, I see where you going.
Today was like cancel day off top.
A lot of people stepping in their own stuff. And
I feel like right now is a very sensitive time, but I also feel like we deserve to be sensitive. We've been strong for too long.
For sure.
So we deserve to have this moment where if you say the wrong thing, we you know what I'm saying, we snapping back. And that's just what it is. Like we not allowing it. We fed up. It's over. It's a done deal.
Yeah, this is it's one of those, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing at all. Like you gotta really be careful with what you say, how you say it, because like you said, bro, like we just fed up. So it comes to a point where you just keep pushing somebody button and then it's
Yeah.
like, all right, we gonna stop. And so it's not even about if you with us or you're against us. It's, hey, look, this is the fight that we on right now. So if you not supporting, if you not trying to help, then just fall back. Let us do this first, and then you can come back with shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a responsibility that some people hold to a high standard. So if you ain't with that responsibility, especially if you got a platform, man, if you got a platform where people hear you, you got a voice. If you sending the wrong message, especially right now, bro, you out of here. So, but I got a feeling that you talking about somebody in particular. So, what you talking about, sir?
Hey, off rip. Trina out of line.
Who?
Miss Trina, Diamond Princess, Queen of Miami, however you want to address her.
The Queen of Miami.
Oh yeah, she way out of bounds with that one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna TI her. She out of pocket, and she need to fix this expeditiously. Like, I know she's supposed to be addressing her comments tomorrow morning.
Hold up. Before you get too far, for those who have not heard what she
you got that
said,
clip?
let's let them hear what she said.
Yeah, run that.
People been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown too.
Hold up. Well, that didn't come through clear. Let me start this again. Hold up.
Of the new coronavirus in Florida, Gimenez imposed a countrywide curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. and will be enforced until Gimenez lifts the order. They need to make the curfew at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's how I feel.
No.
Keep everybody off the streets, these animals off the streets that are running around in Miami-Dade County acting like they have escaped from a zoo. Lock them up at 5 p.m. so the streets can be nice and clean. That's how I feel.
What the streets got to do with the people's lives? You got money.
We're not talking about the lives. We're not talking about
money.
that. We're not talking about the lives.
Listen,
We're not talking about that.
You got money.
Yeah.
These people got to go to work.
Hold up,
These
bro.
people-
Okay, we don't even have to play the whole clip. Just that first 45 seconds is enough.
I mean, because if you play the whole clip, then I'm gonna have to get into how Trick tried to save her.
Okay, let's focus on that first 45 seconds first.
Okay, all right.
She called the protest. She called the individuals out there that are trying to make their voices heard animals.
Yeah, animals.
I mean, okay, that's what I got from it. Maybe, I don't know, but to me it sounded like she was calling the protesters. I mean, that's what she said. She said that they're animal. The protesters are animals.
That's what she said. Acting like animals, they need to be getting locked up at 5 p.m. so that the streets can be nice and clean.
How do you how do you come from a neighborhood that Trina is from, where you growing up, you see all types of injustices? That the neighborhood where she from, first of all, I'm from down there, so I know what she's seen. She's older than me, but I'm from that area, so Bo Brown is everywhere. Bo Brown is what we call the police down there. They're everywhere, and they don't care nothing about us down there. So how you from an area like that, you experience it firsthand. You know what they're capable of. You know exactly what they do. Fast forward however many years later till 2020, where you grown. You got a voice. You got a responsibility. You see with your own eyes. We all seeing it. It's on video. And you see the frustration. You know it done boiled over. And instead of trying to use your platform to educate, make more voices heard, elevate the movement, you use your voice, you use your platform to downgrade the movement, downgrade the people involved in the movement. I mean, you ain't even called them. You didn't call them people. You call them animals. Like think about. First of all, you gotta think about the term animals. When you talking about man, it's so deep, bro. When you talking about the protesters, right? They protesting about black lives. So then you turn around and call these same protesters who are protesting about black lives, and you turn around and call them animals. And for 400 plus years before we was even here, when we got snatched from another continent and brought here, we were valued less than an animal. Then they treated us like animals. And then once we were free, they still treated us like animals. And so now you turn around, and when things are at a peak, instead of just sitting back and saying, you know what, let me not add fuel to the fire, you turn around and label these very same people a term that is hurtful. I mean, it's coming from a person that looks like us.
Yep. And the crazy thing is that she even said it. It was personal. It's personal. And then she went on to keep saying about how nobody could tell her what to say, and and I guess it was personal because one of her friends' stores was broken into and looted at Bayside. But whatever. At any rate, you can't jumble everybody who protests up into the small group, because I'm sure her homegirl's boutique ain't but the size of this room I'm in right now that they came and looted. So you can't just group up the whole group of protesters as animals because a few people decided to go take some stuff. That's wild. And she got some explaining to do. She got some explaining to do. To me, I've been kind of didn't care for Trina like that, but yeah, she really canceled now. For me,
I mean, we're recording this the day that she said it, and it was some news to come out that I guess tomorrow morning she's supposed to be addressing the comments. If I know anything about Trina, she likely is gonna double down on everything she said, and it's gonna make it worse because
it's gonna make it worse because we all saw her rant after that on Twitter. I said what I said.
Right.
You said what you said. It's out there now. It's you
She
don't
was
chisel
on,
that
she
in
was
the
on
stone.
Twitter talking cash. She was on Twitter talking cash. Like, she was like, yo, you heard me. So it's like, and then 99 Jams dropped that statement about, we stand with people and she gonna address her comments in the morning. All right. I got a strong feeling. And the crazy part about it is she's sitting in the studio with the dude who helped put her on, the dude that she gives all the praises to, and he tried many times to give her a way out.
Yeah. He tried to save her. He kept throwing the life.
He kept throwing the life
out
around.
there. She kept rejecting it.
Kept on the light
But
right.
hey, that's what happened when you get hot headed and you clouded. Your judgment is clouded. You're not seeing what you're throwing away. And I'm sure she done lost a lot of followers, a lot of support. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people in Miami are still gonna support her, still gonna love her. But
Her
she had
fan
one of
base
those
run
moments.
deep, but
Oh yeah.
these is one of these moments though where it's
everybody's
fragile.
emotional.
Yeah, it's fragile
Yeah.
time. You could be a diehard Trina fan, but you say something like this, and guess what? I'm not listening to your music no more.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about Tokyo Jets, right?
Tokyo.
That's a whole. She. First of all, I feel like Tokyo Jets was fishing for a moment because it had just happened. George Floyd had just died,
Yeah.
and the way that video looked, the way she said it, what they was doing in the video, it didn't add up. Like, for you to say that, for you to say it that way, it just didn't add up. And I felt like she was doing that on purpose. Like, she knew the camera was on. Let me get my viral moment, and let me try to do something different. And you just, I'm a George Floyd you. What? Like, huh?
Yeah.
And then you turn around, and this is why social media is what it is. I hate when people jump on a camera and start crying on their own camera. That is the most disingenuous thing you can do. Because how you gonna cry and hold the phone?
Exactly. Like, and if you mess up, do you
Lockdown.
turn it off and re-record it? Like, do you redo it? Oh, I got to gather these tears back up. Like, why? What are you hurt by? You were laughing when you said it. Why are you hurt now? What are you hurt about?
And then in her apology, she talking about this ain't no excuse, and she said something about anything y'all can say to me, I done said to myself 10 times worse. I ain't looking for no sympathy. And it's like, if you not, then why are you on the phone doing this? There's different ways that you can apologize. Go out there, be part of the movement. You know what I'm saying? Figure out how you can make a difference in your area. Go out and instead of saying there's a change, go out and show change. For you to jump on a camera and, first of all, I ain't even see a teardrop. I mean, I just seen you with the ugly cry on your face. And
face turned all pink and stuff.
Yeah, and you sitting in the car, and you by yourself on your phone. It's like, come on, man. I'm not looking for no sympathy and all it. It's like, okay, then what you doing then? Like, I know I'm black AF and my son is black, and I'm like, wait, okay, so you know all of this and still jumped on camera and said what you said?
Still,
like that just let me know what you fishing for.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like I said, it's a time and a place. You don't have to. If you ain't got nothing to say, like, okay, fall back. Like, even right now, just think about the music industry. Ever since the George Floyd murdering, we haven't seen much new music because the artists are aware of what's going on. They're not tone deaf. They're aware of what's going on. Hey, it ain't the time for new music right now because we in the fight. So if it ain't about what we got going on right now, we're not trying to hear it.
Exactly. And I like the way it's getting the attention that it needs. Like I said a couple times already, the whole country is aware. The whole country is on fire. The world is watching us, and the world is also in it with us. And it's just a time to be aware of that sensitivity. If you can't be aware of that sensitivity, then you putting yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in most of the time, especially if you're a person of influence or some type of celebrity, and you talking crazy like them. You know what I'm saying? You deserve to get canceled. But since we're speaking about people getting canceled right now, I know something that you put me on a couple of days ago is Virgil from what was that?
Off-White.
Off-White, yeah. I read a little bit of his story about the $50 donation and all that stuff. I don't know what these people thinking right now.
Fishing for a moment, bro. That's a real. It's listen. There is a profit. There's profit. Profit. Profit in being a victim. So that's what you're seeing. Like you seeing people fishing for moments, and they're willing. First of all, social media already got people
Clout chasing.
already. So now you have a moment that happens to be bigger than social media. And so now you got these same people who've been clout chasing. They're clout chasing for a moment in the moment.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, you Virgil, you Off-White. We done had this whole last year the fight that Kanye has been on about black expensive higher end brands, and you happen to be one of the higher end brands that's on the surface is black owned. What we think is black owned.
Right.
And so you happen to be one of those brands, and so we already know you high end. We already know what you charge. We know what Off-White shoes cost. We know what Off-White apparel costs. You've been taking money from the hip hop culture, from the black culture, and you've been this brand. And when this same culture that you've been feeding off of needs you, you post $50. See, my thing is this: it ain't even about the $50, because if that's what you're gonna do, cool.
Right.
But why you gotta post it? Like, what was you gonna get by saying, "Yo, this is my support"? What did you think was gonna happen? You thought you was gonna get praised for the 50? Like $50 don't even $50 don't even buy Off-White socks. You know what I'm saying?
$50 ain't getting nothing out of your store, bro.
Come on. So what are we supposed to be doing with this 50? And see, that's my bigger issue with just anybody in the culture who is not of our color, that's not saying anything. Because when everything is good and running smooth, y'all making the money. And as soon as we need somebody to step and say something, everybody quiet because they ain't trying to lose whatever it is that they earn. Right. It's like you've been profiting off of us this whole time.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, because it kind of segues into my next thought. I've been seeing a lot of people, I guess they would be called influencers, activists. They've been actively letting us know, watch this person that's not doing anything for the movement, and then, you know what I'm saying, I've been seeing a lot of that, oh yeah, we see you type joints. Like, we see who's not with us. You know what I'm saying? It's usually targeting, my white friends or my non-black friends. But I've also seen a lot that are targeting black cultural, black people that are supposed to also be influencers that aren't on the front lines per se. And I think that's a little wild. I don't like that part of it, because it's like you don't know what that person is doing. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're not on social media with it, you can't say they're not doing anything to help you in this fight or help us in this war that we're fighting right now.
That was the biggest thing with Jay-Z. I remember when everything first jumped off. I jumped on social media, and one of the most things that I saw was, yo, where's Jay-Z? Where's Jay-Z?
Where's Jay?
And it's like, hold up, wait. Did y'all really expect Jay-Z to be out there protesting? Like the same Jay-Z that's a billionaire? He not gonna be out there. His fight is not in the streets. And then a couple days later, a story comes out that he called the governor of Minnesota. He pressuring them to bring up more charges. He telling them to do the right thing. It's like, yo, that's what Jay-Z is there for. He's fighting that fight, not this fight down here on the ground level. He ain't. He's beyond this because of who he is, because of his stature. Like he's the money, so we can't lose him. That's like when rappers get on and they got a team around them and they get pulled over by the cops and the rapper goes to jail. It's like, wait, what y'all doing? How the money going to jail? How is the money going to jail? Y'all are around him for that particular reason. Whatever happens, if y'all get pulled over, one of y'all take the fall. If they come on a bus and they say, yo, whose gun is this? One of y'all take the fall, because if the money go to jail, guess what? All y'all back on the streets. So at least the money is out and he can come get you from out of jail. He come bail you out. He come make sure you straight. You cannot let the money go down. You know what I'm saying? So we always talk about how we as black people, how integration might not have been a good thing, because during segregation we had our own money floating around, our own community, our own banks, our own doctors, our own everything. And the way that we get back to that is we need the finances. Well, two of our most wealthiest, what y'all expect them to do? Get out there and get hurt? Like, it's a different game he has to play.
Yeah, definitely. And it's I heard one influencer call it today a witch hunt, where when they say, oh, this person ain't doing that for us, that person ain't doing that for us. And I heard this person go on a long rant. This person is also closely connected to the music scene in Miami, and I saw this person dance around and talk about all these other people, but didn't mention Trina. But we're not gonna go back to that. We're just gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving on that.
Oh man. Oh yeah. So you know what I saw before we move on? I was laughing at the internet trying to cancel Karen Civil because of the apparel she was wearing was off-white, and her excuse was she took that picture before he said what he said.
Oh, word? And you still posted it?
That's where my mind went. I was like, hold up. Okay. So you took it before he said it, but you posted it after he said it.
Makes sense.
Okay. All right. I see the game that's being played. Cool. All right.
Yeah. It's everybody playing the game. But on another note, well, very similar note, we touched on it briefly, but I just want to know, like, how do you feel about the looting aspect of all of this? Like, do you feel like that is in protest, in rioting, looting is just something to be expected, like it's just gonna happen, or you feel like people should have more self-control?
It's not to be expected, but when you've been doing something and trying something one way for so long and been getting the same results, they call that insanity. You're doing the same thing and expecting different results. That's insanity. So you gotta try something different. Now, I do believe that not all the looting is from protesters who want the same thing. I do believe that there are plants that are put in the protest to start stuff like that. So I don't think that I don't think a lot of it is caused by us. Some of it, yes, but a lot of it, no. It's a necessary evil. The only way that people outside of our race is going to understand us is if you affect their pockets.
Right.
And so
no, go ahead.
And so when you take down their buildings, disrupt their income, that's when change happens. I mean, think about when they arrested them, the first cop. It took however many nights of civil unrest for them to finally arrest the other 3 cops, upgrade his charges. It's like, yo, we all seen the same video. First of
Yeah.
all, y'all dragged y'all feet to release the other video that showed the other three holding him down. Then when that came out, you dragged your feet arresting him. Then you dragged your feet to try to get the other three, and then you dragged your feet with trying to charge them the correct way. So the looting is a necessary evil. It's part of, hey, look, we out of trying to make y'all feel comfortable. Now it's time to get uncomfortable.
Time to make y'all uncomfortable, and I feel like that's what's been missing. Making them feel uncomfortable. One thing that just happened was the Blackout Tuesday, which also got a lot of flack, which also was like I saw it described as a bad game of telephone, because there were so many things that were misunderstood and misconstrued in translation, when in actuality my thoughts are that it was just for the label heads, the label execs. It wasn't for us. I mean, if we choose to support something, then cool, but that was for the label heads. You know, that was for them to take a moment away from music, to pause the music, and decide how they wanted to move forward with their business and operating. Because, of course, I mean, me and you talk regularly about music, so I could only imagine what these people who are, you know, at the top of these labels, who have all these artists under them, all this stuff going on, I can only imagine what their days are like. So for them to take a break and to just figure out how they're gonna focus in on the issues at hand and join in some form of solidarity is necessary. Now, if other people decided to post a black picture and call it Blackout Tuesday and not take a look at social media or whatever, that's on them. You can't hold the music and label execs accountable for that. That was you. You went into something blindly. You didn't understand, but you went with it because it looked like black culture, which most of these artists and labels promote black culture, but it wasn't for you. If you didn't understand it, that's your bad. And I also feel like we heading into, in conjunction with that, we're heading into July 7th, which is Blackout. What is it? Blackout 2020, Blackout Day 2020.
Blackout Day.
Yeah, Blackout Day 2020. And that's where the plan is to hit them economically, you know, stop spending with them. Some people, even my brother Gio earlier this week, had a whole IG Live.
Yep.
When he mentioned, he said we need to start taking our money out of their institutions, out of their financial institutions, but it has to be real. And I feel like, why do we have to wait until July 7th to start that? You know what I'm saying? We need to make this a habit now. If we make it a habit now, then come July 7th, they'll already be crippled.
Yep.
They'll be crippled. And then it'll be a lot easier for us to make our move.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to affect change. Now, even with that, you gotta expect backlash. I mean, think about Black Wall Street, how they annihilated that whole place just because black people decided they was fed up, we about to build our own neighborhood. You know, I remember about 2 years ago, me and Rowe went down there and just sat in the city, walked around. You could still feel the energy there, but you could tell that a lot of people don't even understand like where they live in. Like, understand, like, history was made here. Like, black people tried to do their own thing, and when the government seen it, this is becoming too powerful, we gotta get rid of this, and they bombed their own city. So you gotta expect some type of backlash, but you gotta know that without the backlash, there's not gonna be any forward progress, because until they see you as a threat, I mean, we spend the most money out of any culture. Our dollar, we spend the most money, and it doesn't circulate back to us. We don't own anything. We not the presidents. We're not sitting on boards. I mean, so it's deeper than just, all right, we ain't spending money over here, because it's a lot of. I mean, it's a list going around right now of all the people, of all the chains that supported Trump, and they're like, yo, stop buying here, stop buying there. It's like, okay, but then what?
Sound good.
Yeah, are you gonna build your own?
Yeah.
Are you gonna start owning your own? Like, what we doing? What we doing to make our lives better? You know what I'm saying? So we gotta think further. We gotta think more long term. This is a start, because voices need to be heard, and they're being heard. So now that you got the ears of certain people, what you gonna do now? You know, that's pretty much what certain people in higher positions have been saying. Like, okay, now that we're here, what are we gonna do next? Because we need to have a plan. You can't just say, all right, we're gonna loot and then we're gonna protest and then just go away, because that's exactly what they're expecting. They're expecting us to just go away.
Right. And there need to be some organization. Like, I was telling somebody a few days ago, like, you can walk into that crowd, and everybody will give you a different reason for why they
there. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, no, there's no uniform to this. I mean, I understand it's chaos, and out of chaos, sometimes, you know, that's where the best results come from. But at the same time, like I keep hearing, we learned violence from them, but they've always been organized to an extent in the way that they done what they done or oppressed us.
I mean, the only way you can take a group of people from one continent and literally take them to a whole halfway across the world is if you got some type of plan and organization.
Right. And that's all I'm saying, man. It's like, I see what's happening. You know, it's definitely exciting times we're living in, but you know, we gotta have a plan. One of the things that we got coming up actually this weekend is we got the virtual town hall. The No Justice, No Peace town hall that we got coming. It's just a place to vent, discuss, and grow. It's not a place to choose a side or be on one side or the other, but it's a place to, all right, look, we here. Let's get our feelings out, how we feeling, what's been going on in our minds for our mental health. Let's get that out there. Let's get those emotions out. Let's talk about it so we don't drive ourselves crazy to keep doing dumb things. And then once we do that, let's have a discussion on what's the next steps. What do we want to accomplish? What do we want to do after this? And then once we do that, let's grow. Put plan into action. Put feet to the ground. And so part of just saying we're going to do something is just doing it. And that's what me and you have been on since 2020 started. I mean, we always been on that, but we kicked it into high gear because just looking at the atmosphere, looking at things around us, realizing that in order for things to happen, we got to show people like, hey, this is how you do it. And we've been seeing the results. Like, I don't even want to talk about it, but we've been seeing the results. You know what I'm saying? And so that's all it's about. It's about putting plan to action, man. Speaking of that, and to kind of shift gears and take it in another direction, we had the first
shift.
Yeah, we had the first Broward.
Let's give them some entertainment because we've been going through it. So what we gonna do is switch this up and get some type of entertainment, because that's what we do. We don't want to be mellow. We don't want to be sour the whole episode. We know we got a responsibility. Long live Kyra. We know what we doing. We know this is dedicated to Kyra. We know what DeMarcus stands for. We know what Autumn stands for. We know what Kyra stands for. So that's what we doing, man. Long live Kyra. Shout out to DeMarcus. Dedicated to y'all. So giving y'all a little bit of entertainment. So what you was saying?
We had the first Broward County version of Versus.
We had the first.
Yeah.
The first.
Yeah. First.
Number
I ain't
one.
seen nobody else do it. I ain't seen nobody else do it. You saw somebody else do it? I ain't seen nobody else do it. I ain't
Give
seen it.
ourselves a round of applause. The
Yeah, let's do
first. The first.
Yeah, the first. So if anybody else did it, I ain't see it. But like I'm saying,
At me if you did.
Ridiculous Rowe.
At the Rebel
Ridiculous
Wise.
Rowe. Ridiculous Rowe versus
At me.
AG Almighty.
Yes.
Hey,
Ridiculous Versus
I
AG.
was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed every second of it. It was a beautiful thing, bro. Just to see, and the way it was kicked off. It kicked off. Rowe set the tone by just basically asking AG how he felt, how he was feeling about just being a black man in America today, knowing the week that we had, and how we was gonna be moving into other things. And then they kicked it off. And it was dope. It was hella dope. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm not sure who.
Hold
or
up.
What.
Hold
when.
up.
I know. I know.
Before
I
we
know.
do all of that,
Yeah. Okay.
what was your favorite part of the Rowe versus AG?
AG had a whole squad in the studio with him.
That boy had a squad.
He had a gang in there. And
He
they
had
was
Broward
turned.
in there though.
Yeah, they was turned. He
They
had,
was turned.
Dirty 1000 in there with him.
Yeah.
Them boys, they was turned. They was
Yeah.
turned. Rowe was in there by himself, and that's typical Rowe. That's typical Rowe, just doing his own thing,
Set your own
being
vibe.
in his own zone. Yeah, setting his own vibe, and I think they were both well in their element.
Yeah,
The
they looked like
songs-
natural element. Like they was both where they were supposed to be.
Right. So
I talked to Dirty right after, and he was like, "Bro, it was dope," and he was like, he liked it. AG hit me the next day, and he was still lit the next day. He was like, "Dog, it was dope." First of all, I want to thank AG for even being a part of that, being a part of history, setting
Yes,
the
sir.
blueprint. AG is a Broward County legend. If you anywhere on the rap scene in Broward, you better know AG.
AG.
So
AG Almighty, original, the general.
yes,
Been out here.
Ben. So the fact that we were able to get two Broward legends to come together and celebrate each other, especially right now where we need it, because we talked about it last week about how we felt the original verses, the ones that Swizz and Timberland are doing, it's going. We said that it was as a competition, and we set out when we did our Broward, our city verses was just to have it more of a celebration. Hey, we celebrate y'all music, y'all celebrate each other. Let's unite the city, because everybody always talks about how divided our city is, and so we tired of hearing it. So like, you know what? Let's do something to unite this. So we had two legends. We had Rowe and we had AG. I ain't gonna lie, it was some tracks missing. It was I talked to Rowe beforehand, and I'm still mad he didn't play FSU.
Yeah.
Because that's one of my listen, Trouble. So we gonna get too far off his track, but he didn't play FSU, so I was like, he still had some in the can. But
Yeah.
it was a fun moment, man. It was fun to see, especially when Rowe played some new music, to see them boys on that side really give it up to him, like, hey, that boy snapping, like he dope. To see that, to see Rowe really respect AG sound, and AG played that new track too, and it was dope fire.
Yeah.
It was just a real dope environment to see the comments. Everybody chiming in, the city checking in, everybody checking in.
Yeah, we had Rory Young checking in, Gutter Twins checked in.
Come on, man.
Jaffe,
AC came
Jaffe
up
go
out
crazy.
out the woods, and he checked in.
Yeah.
When AC checked in, I knew we had something going on, because that boy don't jump out unless it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So
It was a lot of, the energy was crazy.
And the crazy thing is, I can't even get that tip away, but after the verses, my phone ain't stopped ringing, bro. it's been hey, so what's up? What's up? Hey, what's up? Like, soon as the verses was over, I got 2 or 3 phone calls like, hey, we want in. I got some DMs. Hey, we want in. Before we started potting today, I was on a phone call with and they was like, hey, we want next. So
Yeah.
that was the point, though. We wanted to do something different for the city. We wanted to bring a different energy. We wasn't too sure, how we was gonna move, what we was gonna do. We wasn't even sure we was gonna do another one. We thought we was just gonna set the tone and bow out. But it's our blueprint. We follow. So it's like, you know what? Let's see. Let's go. We, I believe what we working on right now, trying to do something different for the next verses. So I don't want to really give it away, but actually the next 2 verses we trying to set up right now. But the very, very next one we trying to do something different for the city. And so I'm behind the scenes, we working magic, trying to put some stuff together, so hopefully we could put this together and make it work, man.
Yes, indeed. It's one of those things. I feel like it needs to be done. It has to be continued. It's like when you have when your family have a family reunion every year. You know what I'm saying? What's a year without a family reunion? You know what I'm saying? You feel empty.
Yeah.
We got to keep it moving. We got to keep things in motion. And that's what we signed up for. That's why we here right now.
Yeah.
Because we committed to keeping things moving, keeping things in motion, and giving people a break from the regular stuff. All the stresses and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what we're here for.
And this a different, pocket for us, because we've been so used to just being behind the scenes and really not getting our faces out there, because it's not about us. Like, it's not about us. It's about making sure that we pushing the city and the culture forward, pushing Rowe forward. So that's what it's always been about. And so it's kind of weird now that people are like starting to recognize us, and now just getting different phone calls, getting different people reaching out. They was like, oh wait, y'all, that's y'all? Like, wait, this who this is? So it's kind of like, it's weird, I mean, it's cool to get the respect, to get the conversations, but we've been getting those conversations from the respectable people. We've been getting we've been in the contacts in my phone. Like we've been underground, behind the scenes, getting the respect. But now that we're trying to be more vocal, be more visible, so that we can kind of inspire the next coming up, and also too so that we can just grow our brand. Just being just getting the phone calls, getting the DMs, it's like, all right, it's still kind of weird to me, because it's like I'm not that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really just I'm behind the scenes and fall back. So it's a weird feeling, but I love it, because I know that we're inspiring the city to try to do something different. And so that's what we set out to do. So as long as we doing that, whatever it takes to do that, whatever it takes to unify us, because we got such a unique sound down here, man.
Yes, sir.
When you think about just the sounds that just forget the beats, forget the lyrics, forget the storytelling, forget the pain that you hear in the music, just the artists vocally, their sound, the way they sound on a track, it's just Rowe sounds different, Kodak sounds different, Ace sounds different, Coley sounds different. Then you drop down to Gang Gang. Who sounds like Gang Gang?
Nobody.
Who sound like Nova King?
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
Like these are. Who sound like Savannah? You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
These are dog. These are artists that are one of a kind, literally, like literally one of a kind. Yeah. And so unifying the city is going to do nothing more than bring more ears down here, bring more eyes down here. The gate was already kicked open when Kodak jumped off, you know, but once he went away, it kind of like, the eyes kind of like shifted elsewhere. And it's like, whoa, wait, you do realize that Kodak came from a pool of individuals that are just as unique as him.
Right.
And so we got to create that third wave. You know, and that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to create that third wave.
Yeah. And in doing so, another thing that we got popping off right now is the quarantine bars challenge, or the ridiculous bars challenge. I'll let you go ahead and, you know, reintroduce that kind of briefly, and then we'll chop it up about that.
Nah, it's like you said, it's a way to get that sound out. It's a way to get them ears. But it's a way for the talent that's still bubbling to come up out their shell a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So we got the ridiculous bars challenge. What we doing is we are sending out, you reach out to us, send us a DM, the Rebel Wise or the Rebel Pitt. Send us a DM and with your email address, and what we do in return is we send you an original Jaffe beat. An original.
Yeah, ain't nobody got this beat.
An original.
This ain't gonna be no beat that, you know what I'm saying, you gonna
Jaffe.
Oh, I heard this somewhere.
Jaffe. Like,
better go look them up.
If you know about producers, you know about Jaffe. So we got an original Jaffe beat for you to do your best 55 seconds on. Send that back to us, and that is your entry into the Ridiculous Bars Challenge. From there, we will have a panel of music execs that will rate the bars and decide who has the best of the best. There will be some voting involved, and the winner will receive another original Jaffe beat, 3 hours studio time paid for, so that you can record on that Jaffe beat. And 1 month promotion of that song that you got recorded in the studio that we paid for on the original Jaffe beat. So all you gotta do is do what you do best. Spit 55 seconds. Just be dope. Spit 55 seconds and we gonna give you a single. Simple as that.
Be dope, stay dope, keep the dopeness moving.
And this is our way again of using our platform to shine light on those who might not get the shine, because we know what it takes. We are in the conversations with these individuals. We in the rooms with these individuals. We know people right now that we can make a phone call and things can happen for you just like that. And so we just give you an opportunity to showcase, to let people know you out here. My DMs have been going crazy. I've been sending out this beat. We dropped a flyer Monday, I believe. So today is Wednesday. And so within 3 days, my DMs have been loaded. So we've been sending those out. Again, DM the Rebel Wise or the Rebel Pitt to get the beat so that you can enter into this competition, because ridiculous bars. So
Yeah.
it's
You, like I said before, you gonna have to bring it. I mean, this ain't no buddy stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to bring it.
no favoritism.
Wherever you are. So
Yeah.
if you got any bit of apprehension, don't hit me.
Cause some of these people who I done sent the beat. First of all, never mind. Who I done sent this beat out to. Listen, I already know who I done sent this beat out to.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Like if you not of a certain caliber of lyricist, I'm not trying to scare you away. I'm just letting you know, if I sent you this beat already and you listening to this podcast, if I sent you this beat already, just know, come with it, because the individuals who I've been sending this beat out to, who have been hitting me up in my DMs, listen, this is not a game. It's called Ridiculous Bars Challenge for a reason. So
yeah. So when you get that beat, you better send it back beat up. Beat that beat up.
Beat the beat up, man. Yeah. But it's a beautiful thing that we doing. So I'm excited about it. Can't wait to see what comes of this. Once again, DM the Rebel Wise or the Rebel Pitt. Send that email. We'll get back to you as soon as we can, man. That's just what it is. Have you? I'm not even gonna lie to you, bruh. I haven't.
I haven't either.
Okay,
I know you. I haven't either. I've tried, but you know,
I couldn't.
It's been a
mentally.
rough
Okay,
stretch.
first of all, mentally, I haven't been able to. Like mentally,
Right.
I haven't been able to, because I haven't had the space to
Yeah,
consume
yeah.
new music. I haven't had the space to consume new music. My mind has not allowed me to. I literally every day. I've been telling you. I don't sleep, but for the last 3 days, 10 o'clock, I've been out, and
It's been almost the same with me.
yeah, and the next day you be like, dog, you was dead, huh? I'm like, bro, just mentally I've been drained. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't had the space to do it, man. So I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you about it. Haven't heard any new music. I know Ace dropped. I want to get into that. That's probably my main priority this weekend, is to get into that and listen to that, because he's from the crib, so I want to know what he got going on. I want to hear that Yachty. That's probably gonna be after. But yeah, I know I gotta delve into it, so that's probably gonna be my mission this weekend, to kind of like just zone out, play some music, vibe, relax, let it play, and just get into that, just to clear my mind of everything that's going on around us and reset.
Yeah, and I've tried to I've probably restarted the Ace album 3 or 4 times, just like hopping in the car like I got somewhere to go, but like you said, your mind be on so much other stuff that you can't really focus on it. I do know that there's a few tracks on there. I haven't heard any track that I don't like yet, but I've heard a few that really stand out to me. I don't recall the names. I know We Ball is the intro, and that one go hard. But as far as the rest of them, I haven't really been able to focus on them. And like you said, I'll probably be able to focus sometime this week or this weekend, and then we'll get back to that.
Yeah, man, it's been more important things that we had to deal with, from George Floyd to figuring out how to survive as a black man out here, to DeMarcus and Autumn, Kyra, long live Kyra. Once again, this podcast is dedicated to our niece, to our brother, to our sister. We love y'all, man. Our prayers are with y'all. Anything y'all need, they know we got them. We with them. So just, focusing on them, focusing on everything else that's going around us. So we're going to try to get back to some type of normalcy this weekend, just for a moment, because we know this fight ain't over. We know we still got a battle, but just to kind of reset, to regroup. Like I said, we got the town hall Friday, so that'll be a good start to the reset. That'll be a good way to start getting our reset button pushed. And then after that, just kind of letting the music take us away, because we know that's the best way to just kind of release without doing something crazy. Just let the music speak. It's crazy because today I was driving somewhere, and on my way back home, the only thing I could think about was Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. And I said to myself, you know what? I need to go back and dig into that album, because that album is as relevant as anything right now. I remember when that album dropped, I probably played that album out for 2 months straight, because I forget what was happening around that time, but it was so relevant. And for some reason, my whole drive back home, I was like, man, that whole album was just stuck in my head. So I know I gotta go back in that, dig back into that. And like I said, dig into this Ace. I'm also going
one thing that brought me back, and I remember where I was at the moment when I first saw it, was the Beyonce and Kendrick performance at the 2016, was that Grammys? Yep. Bruh, every time I hear that song, bro, I feel that thump right here. You know what I'm saying? That song will make you do some crazy things, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, it's a lot that we're gonna try to get into and try to tap into, so that we can set our minds back right.
Right.
Once again, man, long live Kyra. Love to our brother DeMarcus and Autumn.
Yes, sir.
So before we get up out of here, man, is there
up.
anything else you need to get off your chest? Any last thoughts? Any last words?
Nah, I just want to say, like you said, I'm keeping DeMarcus and Autumn in our prayers. Also, this is not an overnight battle that we're dealing with out here in these streets. It's gonna be something that extends for a long period of time, and if everybody's gonna do what they can their way. Let's not start witch hunting and trying to call people out for what they're not doing because you don't see it. That's not unity, and we can't. You can't unite. If you can't unite, then you can't overcome such an insurmountable foe. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man. So once again, this Friday, virtual town hall at 6 p.m. Facebook. I'm gonna drop the link on my page, Wise Words. Also, the Music Junkies music group. The link will be in there. We got Rebel masks for sale. We doing a pre-order, $16 for those. So DM me or DM Pitt, the Rebel Wise, the Rebel Pitt. We got some Rebels masks that we selling for the low for a special $16. We got Ridiculous Forever tees that we selling for $16. Everything is $16 right now, man. Just a special that we running. Pre-orders. Once we get the shipment in, of course the price go up, but we trying to, especially right now with what's going on, we just trying to, do something to give people what they need, because we know the coronavirus is still out here. Masks are required. We know people are busting people in the head for these masks, so we're not trying to do it. We're not trying to sell them for a profit. We selling them for exactly what we getting them for. So $16 for the custom Rebels mask. DM me, DM Pitt. The Rebels Bars Challenge. If you are an artist and you're trying to get down, DM me, DM Pitt. And just, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube, leave a comment, share it. Help us to continue to grow this brand. If you're listening to this on SoundCloud, subscribe to our SoundCloud page, share it, comment on it. The biggest thing is to share this, man, because we're trying to get as many voices as possible, as many ears as possible, trying to reach as many people as possible, man. So if you support us, if you rock with us, just go ahead and share, subscribe. We appreciate everybody that tapped into episode 1 of season 2 last week. Got a lot of love off of that, so we just
lot of love. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so we just trying to double up, man. That's all. Every week, just double up, So we appreciate everybody that's supporting us, everybody that's tuned in. Another great episode of Everything's Legit podcast, man. And so we about to head out. So until next time, man, we bid y'all adieu.
Like what you thought? I was just sitting back not rapping, nigga? You think niggas ain't get better? Like what you said? I want me a meal to see just how it feel. Ain't worried about no bills, negotiating deals. Buying me some shit, I'm stunting in this bitch, everything legit. I want me a meal to see just how it feel. Ain't worried about no bills, negotiating deals. Buying me some shit, I'm stunting in this bitch, everything legit. Hey, I'm about biz, money where my mouth is, spliffy where my mouth is, smelling like ounces, but